Today in No Man's Sky Beyond, I'll be showing you a number of super useful tips and tricks, just a bunch of things that are crucial to give beginners an amazing start, and there's likely something for the veterans too. Let's start with the melee boost. Melee boosting is the result of a bug that was found very early on, and Hello Games have actually avoided fixing it because everybody loves it. They even went to the trouble of re-enabling the bug after they accidentally fixed it in one of the updates. Melee boosting works by doing a melee attack and right after using your jetpack. The melee attack causes you to lurch forward very quickly. By timing this correctly, the jetpack utilises the inertia and removes the ground as a source of friction, propelling you forward. Not only this, but you can also use further melee attacks while already boosting to propel you further and faster. Perform this double melee boost by melee boosting and stopping your jetpack to then time another melee attack as you swoop into the ground. Also, utilising the deuterium plants that give your jetpack a free boost enables you to travel 400 U+ on a single jet tank in about 2 seconds. Next are a few quick and easy ways to make units right from the start. The first is Ancient Bones. When you scan a planet from your ship whilst in space, you see a lot of the resources that planet has to offer. Well, if you're lucky, one of them will have Ancient Bones in the list. Head down and start scanning with your analysis visor to see if there's any nearby. Ancient Bones can sell for millions and are easy to farm with no huge ship or large amount of primary required. Another is Storm Crystals. Storm Crystals are a little more dangerous to gather due to them only being present on extreme weather planets during storms. But they sell for a hefty price, and provided you have a good protection, are easy to collect, so make sure you at least keep a large amount of sodium nitrate on you and consider getting the hazard protection modules for the biome type you are braving. The last quick and money making tip for early game that I'll cover here is a chlorine loop. The basics are that oxygen is very cheap, and chlorine is rather expensive, and using a medium or large refiner you can mix 2 oxygen and 1 chlorine to refine into 6 chlorine. It's a quick and easy way to make millions fast and get you that S-class ship. To learn how to utilise a chlorine loop in a factory, see this guide I released yesterday on building a farm that can cap your units inside a day. Talking of S-class ships and freighters are the best around. They have the best stats and cost the most, but they won't just spawn anywhere. You see, star systems have an economy rating. You can see it on the galactic map as well as in the system's information. This statistic affects the spawn chances of the ship's class. You'll never get an S-class version of a ship or freighter from a low economy system. The one exception being exotic ships, which every system has one of, and will only ever spawn as S-class. High economy systems have a 2% chance of spawning ships to be S-class, and medium has a 1% chance. To learn more about starships, I'd suggest my Starship Mega Guide. It is still almost entirely accurate, just the layouts aren't up to date anymore, but I'll fix that soon. While we're on the subject of systems, here's what those icons mean on the galactic map. When you look at the star system on the galactic map, it shows you a few icons and some basic information. The first icon is the race that runs a system, Gek, Korvax or Viking. The second is the economy type. There are 7 total types. To learn more about these economy types, I'd recommend my guide on trading. It's no longer fully accurate as far as a priming method, but the majority is solid still. The economy type has a star rating over it. 1 star is a low economy, 2 stars is a medium, and 3 is high. High economies have a higher stocks of items that they sell, with base resources being available in as high a quantity as 5,000, and standard products up to 180. The last of the 3 icons is a conflict level. It is also a 1 to 3 type deal, and the higher the conflict level, the more likely you are to be randomly attacked while in space. Selecting a system will also allow you to expand the information for a higher level of detail, including things like the region name for that cluster of systems and such. Another thing to note while talking about the galactic map is the colour of the stars. There are 4 types of stars, and the type determines a lot of what you are likely to find there. There's yellow, red, green and blue. Yellow stars do not need any type of special equipment to reach. They are the standard of system types. Red require a special drive to reach. This is the cadmium drive. It is a special technology module that you install in your ship to allow for passage to these red star systems. Red systems are also often uninhabited systems, which means no race calls it home, which also means no buildings on planets and no conflict level, though it will have an economy type due to you being able to build a galactic trade terminal and so buy things in the system, but it doesn't inherently have an active economy from the start. Green systems require the Emerald Drive to reach. Green systems are often abandoned. An abandoned system is one that has a husk of a space station present. A race used to live there, but has now left and gone elsewhere. These stations are creepy and barely have a function anymore. Blue systems require the Indium Drive to access. All three of these drives are built from blueprints which you can obtain from the research room in the Nexus. You only need a single drive installed at a time, with each drive giving access to its system type and the ones below. Having an Indium Drive installed will give you full access to every system type. These star types have their own special chromatic resource: copper for yellow, cadmium for red, emerald for green and indium for blue, each having a more valuable but slightly less useful activated version. The activated version on these stellar metals can be found on extreme planets. These stellar metals can only be found in their respective star type systems. To learn more about spectral classes and how they relate to No Man's Sky, check this guide shown on screen now. All guides mentioned in this video will be linked in the pinned comment. Increasing your inventory is a top priority at the beginning. It's the primary limitation as it vastly affects what you can do. Your exosuit main inventory can be increased to 48 slots. Your technology goes to 14 and your cargo can go up to 48. When fully upgraded, it is a huge and useful amount of space. To increase it, you must go to the exosuit module seller in space stations, and behind him you'll find an exosuit hologram. Interact with that to be able to purchase a slot for either of the three inventories. The price will increase per inventory for every new slot gained. The Nexus also has a hologram module to purchase a new slot located next to the exosuit researcher. You can only buy a single slot per station, but the anomaly hologram currently resets every time you spawn it. But be warned, it has been bugged recently and does not charge you for the slot. It seems worth noting as this will bother some players. Next is powering your base. A far more detailed guide to base powering is being made, but for this the basic concept is that you have power sources, machinery that requires power and wiring to connect it all. The power system works off a power grid. Everything that gives or takes power also conducts it, so provided everything that requires power is connected to something else that requires power, only a single thing in that grid needs to be attached to the power source. There are currently three sources of power: the biofuel reactor, which uses carbon, condensed carbon or oxygen as a fuel source, the solar panel, which only provides power during the day, and the electromagnetic generator, which can be placed in special electromagnetic hotspots on planets, the class of the hotspot determining the amount of power each electromagnetic generator provides. There are also batteries, which when connected to the grid will siphon off any excess power that isn't being used and store it. A fully charged battery will provide the same power as a functioning biofuel or solar panel, but only for 15 minutes. That being said, it only drains at the rate that is required, so attaching a simple light to a fully charged battery would last for 12.5 hours. Some things do not require being directly connected to the grid via wiring. These things take power from the powered buildings they are installed in. Such things as a galactic trade terminal and lights that are placed on the inner or outer surface of powered cuboid or circular rooms. As electromagnetic hotspots are the best way to obtain consistent power, it is recommended you use them. You can find them by installing the survey device on your Multitool. The blueprint can be obtained from the Multitool researcher in the Nexus. Once installed, just activate your analysis visor and toggle the use to the survey device, which on PC is the Q key. This will then show you the meta type and class of the nearest hotspot. You cannot target a specific type of hotspot, so just travel around on the planet's surface until you find what you are looking for. If there is one within 1000 U of your base, you can extend your base perimeter by save and reloading first, and make sure not to use a teleporter between the save reloading and doing this. Head out toward the hotspot, and once you reach the point where your build menu changes, pop back in and start building a wooden wall every 10 to 15 U in front of you. This will extend the perimeter you can build in. Keep building walls until you reach the hotspot. That location is now part of your buildable space, so you can set up your power generation system and drag a wire back to your base. And that's it for the tips. If there is anything else you are unsure of, please don't hesitate to ask down below, and I'll do my best to answer. All links to videos mentioned in this guide can be found in the pinned comment, along with links to my website, the Discord and the merch store. Have a fantastic day, folks.